All right. Welcome back to the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. Just kind of reflect on what we talked about, our segment one, we talked about WWE SmackDown preview. Segment two, we talked about our Becky Lynch's contract negotiations. First two segments, we had Nelson from the GSMC Basketball Podcast on, and Chris from the GSMC Fantasy Sports Show. And yeah, let's go ahead and dive on into this fifth and final segment. And I'm running on great time here, which is, kind of cool. Usually, I'm kind of begging you guys to stay overtime with me. You know what I mean? Some of you soccer fans staying here to, listen to my man Emran's soccer podcast, which starts at 9:30. So make sure you stay tuned for that. All right. So let's go ahead and start big. Let's start deep, deep, deep. So let's start with Bill Goldberg on the phone. Eric's new podcast refers to Bret Hart as the moron I kicked in the head. And, obviously you kind of see Bret Hart and Goldberg, obviously, they're friends outside. I think it's kind of like like an inside joke maybe they might have together as friends, but I don't know. That's kind of dark. That kind of hurts because ultimately it was the match with Bret Hart and Bill Goldberg where Bill Goldberg, struck Bret Hart too hard in the head. Bret Hart started getting, he started having migraines and headache episodes where he was, getting, I think they said he was getting, what is that, vertigo? And like he was dizzy all the time. So he ultimately had to quit professional wrestling. So, just saying that moron he kicked in the head, even if your friends, even if my friend kind of said that and kind of sidelined me for the rest of my wrestling career, I'd be like, dude, that's cold. That's cold, bro. Like, dude, are you serious? So, I don't know what was Goldberg's true intentions on talking about this. I know I know Goldberg's a good guy. I know he's whenever he returns to WWE, he's a total baby face. So, I'm not really shocked that the guy who can't really put on a good wrestling match talks crap about the guy who puts on some of the best wrestling matches. So, yeah, that was kind of crazy. Next, we see Olympic gold medalist Gable Stevenson signing with the NFL's Buffalo Bills after his WWE release. Honestly, I think that's cool. I think that's pretty badass. But I heard that he has not played a single shred of football in his whole entire life. And if he did, it was kind of like a recreational kind of thing. So it's going to be interesting to kind of see, like, just looking and just kind of judging on his body. Like, obviously, he's an Olympic gold medalist, in wrestling and stuff like that. So wouldn't it surprise me if you see this guy, like, as maybe he could be like a Micah Parsons or then Aaron Donald, obviously, Von Miller. I don't even know if that guy is still on the Buffalo Bills or not. That's how much I have not looked at a single shred of things other than professional wrestling content. But they did, he's injury prone. Miller is injury prone. So now you have this young guy from the WWE. He can take hits. He can, build around a roster. He can hype up some guys and kind of play hero ball in terms of, National Football League. So I don't know, kind of happy for him. That's cool. Another wrestler that makes it to the NFL, adds to Baron Corbin, adds to Brock Lesnar. And of course, The Rock played a little bit of college ball as well. So definitely, pretty badass and, happy for Gable Stevenson. Next, we see Ricochet. Ricochet's WWE contract ends soon, and he's not been signed yet. And I think this is just kind of, I think they're in the negotiations right now. Ricochet is huge in professional wrestling. I wouldn't see any reason why AEW, TNA, Ring of Honor would kind of pursue Ricochet. You have his girlfriend, Samantha Irving, on the mic. She's an amazing commentator. Not commentator. She's an amazing announcer. Um, he's gonna stay with WWE. He's gonna stay with WWE 1,010%. He's definitely a huge part of why people shout in the stands, "This is awesome," or holy, like because this guy is a walking highlight reel. Like that's part of his name. He's Ricochet. He's the man. So, definitely think he's going to get paid pretty soon. And another guy that I think is going to get paid soon as well, you have Chad Gable. His contract is ending soon. I think it ends this week, but he's ultimately going to be signed. You kind of have all this kind of stuff going on with Sami Zayn, the Alpha Academy, and Otis. Chad Gable missed another chance of winning the Intercontinental Championship. I know he's kind of throwing it in Sammy's face that, hey, challenge me again. Like he's, and I never see Sami Zayn back down from a challenge. So it's no surprise to me that Chad Gable will probably get another shot. It's probably going to be the main event, not the main event. It's probably going to be one of the huge events on WWE SummerSlam. If these guys fight in Scotland, I'm going to be a little depressed, but I don't know. I just think they should kind of save it for SummerSlam. Should be kind of interesting. All right, so moving on to our next news, we have Shawn Michaels of WWE NXT teases exciting news. WWE strives to give the fans the best entertainment. He talked about Jordan Grace's appearance in the Ethan Page signing. He was a former AEW star, and Shawn just put it out like this: like, look, like we don't really care about like promotions and stuff like that. We don't really care where people come from. If they're, if they're free agents, if they want to come to WWE, all we care about is the fans because ultimately me and Triple H, the head and the CEO of WWE Creative, we just like good wrestling. We're huge wrestling fans. So, and he said you can expect a lot more stuff, and when they kind of asked him a question about collaborations with TNA, he basically said, stay tuned, anything can happen. So, would not surprise me if we see more TNA, superstars wind up in WWE. Next, we have this, Jordan Grace. Jordan Grace made an appearance on WWE NXT, which was a huge bombshell, broke all over the internet, broke all over professional wrestling. Jordan Grace announces an open challenge for the TNA Knockouts Championship at Against All Odds. I think this is perfect. I think Against All Odds is after. I believe it's after Battleground, but I think this is perfect. I think this is your chance to kind of ultimately put a WWE women's superstar into the fray of TNA. You saw Jordan Grace come over to the WWE. Now we need to see somebody from the WWE challenge Jordan Grace on her home turf. And there's nobody better. There's nobody better than the girl that called her out on social media, the Queen of Hearts, Natalia. Um, she's probably the most experienced wrestler, and she's well known all over the United States, all over wrestling promotions. Obviously, you have her, the Hart Foundation, with Owen Hart, her uncle. You have the Owen Hart Cup in AEW, and Natalia. She just knows how to put on a good match, and just her name, Natalia Neidhart. That'd be huge. That'd be absolutely insane. That'd be so cool for TNA. And you kind of have Natalia. She hasn't really been making big waves in WWE NXT, and it's been forgone that she has not signed a contract yet with WWE. So this could possibly be a way for Natalia to kind of dabble inside and out of TNA because ultimately I thought she was going to do that with WWE NXT. I really thought she was. But they kind of put her in a match with Lola Vice for an underground match, and then she teamed up with Petrovic to get to fight Shayna Baszler and Lola Vice, and it's just it was entertaining, but it just wasn't that great for her. I think her jumping over to TNA, you have a big WWE name, hasn't really been big in the past decade. I'm not trying to seem harsh, but Natalia she would make waves in TNA. Absolutely, 110%. So we have our final news segment, we're going to talk about how professional boxer Ryan Garcia apologizes to Logan Paul. Logan Paul, he filed a lawsuit against Ryan Garcia for defamation. And, Ryan Garcia was expressing health concerns for Prime Energy, the drink. He said it would kill your brain, your liver, and it would just hurt your overall well state, like of your well being and stuff like that. Obviously, wasn't true 110%. Um, Ryan Garcia apologized. He apologized. He said, "I know this family inside and out, and it kind of hurts the way it kind of went down. But ultimately, I'm sorry. I didn't kind of mean it like that." Logan Paul drops the lawsuit of defamation. So I thought that was kind of a class act. That was a kind of class act on both ends. You saw Ryan Garcia kind of be like, "Look, like I didn't want it to kind of blow up like this. Like it's crazy." That's just my personal opinion. He took a sip of Prime on main television, so kind of bearing the hatchet, keeping that burning, put that fire out on that burning bridge. Ryan Garcia is an up and coming boxer. He's pretty good, and Logan Paul is an up and coming WWE star. So both these guys have that in common. They're young, they're hungry, they're restless, they're ready to kill somebody. So they're going to be champions. Logan Paul's already the WWE United States champion. Ryan Garcia, in my mind, has it's going to be close. It's going to be close, but boxing's a little different from the WWE, so it's not really my forte, my expertise. But I don't know, it was kind of cool. He dropped the lawsuit after the apology. Call it a night, call it a day, call it boys. Ultimately, like taking someone to court, and I don't know, it's just kind of nasty. It's just kind of I don't know. Like for me, I'm a huge pacifist. I'm like why can't we just establish something through communication? But a lot of people kind of can't, I don't know. You can't communicate to some people sometimes. It's crazy. It's crazy. So, hey guys, honestly, thank you for tuning into my show. Hope you guys liked it. Here at the GSMC Sports Network, we like to promote the mindset of peace, love, and positivity. So do not forget to leave a positive review. Remember to Superman punch that like and subscribe button to the show. Remember, we have a lot of content. We have a lot of news. We have a lot of, just a lot of sports. So don't forget to, find us and like us and follow us and subscribe on TikTok, Twitter/X, Instagram, and Facebook for, it's more stuff that's going to come, guys. It's a huge company. And we're kind of moving forward. And once again, like I always say, if I have not made you a wrestling fan by now, we have a bunch of other sports shows. We have Kenneth on football. We have Manny on the Chip Shot Football Podcast. We have Jeremy and TJ with sports. We have Hoops and Heels with Samantha, your one-stop shop for women's sports, all the news, all the cool facts, to stay up to date with, women doing amazing things in the sports entertainment world. We have the Andrew Tate Show as well. And, yeah, so go ahead and try to, no, just, you don't have to pay for this, guys. This isn't ESPN. This isn't Fox Sports. This is absolutely free, Monday through Friday, every day. You have amazing quality shows from podcasters who care about sports and who do a lot of research and who care about this podcasting company. So yeah, don't be afraid to be a part of this GSMC Sports bloodline family we have here. So once again, guys, hope you had a great time on the show. Have a phenomenal night. Have an amazing weekend. Take it one day at a time. Those who work Monday through Friday, kick up your feet, turn on some TV, turn on the GSMC Sports Network, watch, highlights, watch shows that you missed Monday through Friday. Those are always really fun. So, yeah, have an amazing day. Sleep well, and I will see you next week.